Greetings and welcome. I am Joffrey, joined together with the Darkest Light and Vector Maximus, and we are here to discuss Tinto Maps number 5, Italy. Woo. And probably some other forum stuff as well, because there's a lot of buzz going on there. So, but I'll make sure that we clean up this first. So. Welcome to Tinto Maps, the 5th Tinto Maps. This week we'll be sharing the map of Italy. Yes. May be eager to discuss other regions that may appear partially on the diaries, like the Balkans, but let's try to keep the conversation separate in different threads. Not every region will get its own Tinto Maps, and we will show them and gather feedback in due time. Wait. Oh, every region will get it. I was like, wait, what? He's not going to make every region have one? Confused. Yeah, I thought he had said before. Yes. But with that said, let's start. Yes. There is the map, which I've got open in this tab. That's not the image that I want, clearly. Okay, this is the image we want to look at. The full one.
It's a boot!
It is, in fact, a boot, some might say.
So I think that this image is a hint to the addition of the Italian peninsula in Project Caesar.
I
I
don't think so. I actually think that this is to distract us from the hidden silly DLC.
No. This
Right
is
there.
absolutely, it's a very subtle hint.
Right there.
It's very easy to miss. But this is a very subtle hint that they're going to add Italy.
I love- all seriousness aside, I love the details here in Italy. Like, I love all the papal principalities, the city-states on the eastern side of Italy, that conventionally we see as part of the papal states. I love the way Sardinia looks. I mean, I just love Italy.
Barbaria.
There is one gripe I have with Italy.
Oh?
Where is
Is it,
San Marino?
They
Oh,
only
that's
asked
right.
that about 1 trillion times in the comments, and the answer
Oh,
was
no.
it's too small.
No, that's wrong. Where is it? Where is it?
It's 1/20th the size of Andorra.
No, really? Oh.
Joffrey, the thing you were just circling was Monaco, not San Marino.
It was either it's 1/5
Oh.
the size of Andorra, and then Monaco is the 1/20th size of Andorra, or yeah, I think it's San Marino was 1/5 the size of Andorra, and they have a rule of thumb for how many pixels a province has to be, and it falls well below that.
Well, we don't get Monaco either, so that's.
We don't get Monaco.
How am I supposed to have my tax haven?
Is a glorified suburb that functions as a tax haven.
I want a tax haven that I can race fast cars around.
And do nothing else.
That is literally it.
What's Monaco, like 3 square miles, something like that?
It's a racetrack and a couple of hotels. I think that's about it.
I guess Styria is not in the game. Yes, Austria de facto owns all of the Duchy of Styria, which is a real shame because their borders would look a lot better and probably function better too. To be perfectly honest, if they would have Styria be a subject.
Set it up later, because what they represent as the Archduchy of Austria on map at this point is really more like 3 duchies that are being held by the Habsburgs, to my knowledge.
So, I don't know how they'd want to do it, but I think it would look better if they didn't make it just all Austria. Ugh.
Oops, all Austria.
Wait till we get to the comments to refrain from distracting me with the Venice Island discussion. Oh no! No, no Venice. Ooh.
Oh my god, Venice is no longer an ahistorical alien spaceship that landed in the Adriatic.
But it looks so good though. This spaceship.
No, it doesn't.
Cube.
No, it doesn't.
What do you mean? It's beautiful.
I'm so glad that this has been changed.
Yes, I am. I have to.
I do have to say, I liked a comment that somebody had on the forums because the big thing is, well, Venice is on a lagoon and you couldn't really siege it if you didn't have a navy, which, fair enough. There was a comment on the forums that basically said, well, all coastal holdings should be quite difficult to siege if you don't actually have them blockaded, because theoretically that means they can get supplies from the sea. So
Yes.
that would help alleviate most of the issue. Alternatively, there's that one big island currently part of the Venice province that they could split off and use that as like a C1 without having an artificial Pacific.
So Venice still an island but small? Is that what you're suggesting? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a colossal big one. The issue was not that it was an island, because it is a city built on a lagoon and surrounded by water. The issue was a massive ahistorical island splashed into the Adriatic.
I'm realizing, now I'm thinking about this, none of these countries are colored papal state. So none of these are vassals of the Pope?
This is when the Ghibellines and the Guelphs are still feuding, so the Pope has not reached the apex of his power yet.
He is still a little wampus.
He's still charging for the next 2 seasons to become Super Pope before he unleashes his Super Pope attack.
Any second now, yes. Yeah, maybe there'll be something to represent.
I think, technically speaking, the Pope is based out of Avignon. I can't recall.
Well, he owns Avignon. You can see PS.
We have been told that there will be there'll be the Western Schism at some point. That'll be a thing. I am excited I love playing the Pope in this sort of game. So
yeah, we are in the Avignon papacy period, 1309 to 1376.
It is.
So that means Avignon is probably the capital province.
Jeez, interesting. Do the Paleologoses really rule Montferrat right now?
I think so.
They still do? Oh, well, they do even now, like this early.
I think it was for a while.
Interesting. 1306. Oh goodness. Oh. I suppose that does make them interesting. And
what a valuable personal union that could be.
Yes. But by that you mean, of course, when Montferrat gets it. Well, I mean, actually, that's not how PUs work anymore. It's a equal partnership.
At least to begin.
At least to begin with. Kingdom of God when, yeah, I mean, the Pope is surely one of the stronger people relative. No, actually. Because, I mean,
Not
even Verona's...
Considering
probably
the entire reason the Avignon papacy is a thing, why they moved the capital there is because the French basically forced them to at Spear Point. And then it was a succession of French cardinals that were elected Pope. So they just kept the capital in Avignon instead.
Yeah, and the 2 strongest are probably Milan and Naples.
Yeah, at this point. Naples is held in union with Provence as well, so...
Is it now?
Yes, they have a union with Provence.
It is the same duke / king. I don't know. Is it a king of Naples? I think Naples is a kingdom.
Yeah. Naples is a kingdom. It's not in the Holy Roman Empire, so it's allowed to do those things.
I don't know. The strongest power, strongest Italian power, Aragon. Fair.
Well, they do hold Sicily, although I think that's under a cadet branch at this start date, I believe.
I think it's a PU. I think they said it's a PU at some point.
Yeah, I thought in history it was still held by a cadet branch at this point, and then in a generation or two it is formally incorporated into Aragon, but maybe I've got my timelines muddled.
Well, at any rate, it's not a vassal, because it's not colored. So it's either an independent member of Aragon's family, or it is a PU. And PUs are going to work so differently. But I want to play Arborea and thug it out in Sardinia.
There was a fascinating comment about Arborea and the ancient governorships or judicates of Sardinia. That was fascinating to read on the Step Diary. So when we get to the comments,
Chase,
you'll see it.
Chase, we did actually, not actually, Tinto Talks. Where was the Dynasty? That was literally the last Tinto Talk, was the Dynasty map one.
Mm-hmm.
The one that has everyone all hot and bothered. Arago.
Yeah, so it's the same dynasty, but I believe it's like a cousin or something at this point. But
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, this doesn't really tell us anything different. It's either a cadet branch or just a relative, or it's a PU, and this would still show us the same result, I suppose. He sent it in a comment.
So,
oh, vassal colors are definitely working. They've been shown working before.
I think I've noticed something with these dynasties, at least a lot of them. It appears a lot of these dynasties match the color of one of the nations that have it. But it doesn't necessarily seem to be the strongest. Like, you could see the Arago matches Sicily's color. The Byzantines match Montferrat's color.
let's not think about it too hard.
What?
I think
Just
France
move
might.
on.
I think France might match one of its vassals, and I don't even know about Spain.
Oh God. Oh God. Yeah, France is not blue. What? Oh no. Never mind. Never mind. I won't worry about that. I don't know. Oh no, man. Calm yourself, Joffrey. Calm yourself. Don't worry about what they mean. Don't worry about what it means. It's fine.
What are you panicking about? That's nothing. Who cares if the colors in the dynasty map are off?
What does it mean?
It's probably just where the dynasty first rose.
Maybe. That doesn't make sense though, because then why is Naples just the
Can
color
we
of the...
focus on more important things?
Joffrey panic.
Yeah. This is why Vector's here. This is why Vector's here. Thank you. Okay. Oh, anything else to comment right away about this map? I don't
Ferrara's
suppose.
borders are funky. It's a long Veronese noodle around Bologna, and I find it funny.
We must release Modena.
I agree.
The war of the bucket shall rise again.
It's the bucket, yes. Oh. Then you also have stuff like Perugia and Urbino are split.
As they should be.
And then you've got this Mal country, Malaspina, and this Malaspina country. It's got some of the coast, but then it's also up in there.
Yeah, the HRE is funky.
Feudalism is a hell of a drug.
I want to see what the... Wait, did we see actually what the HRE map of this region looks like? I don't remember. I think we did.
Yeah, we did during the organization one, I believe.
And I think it was like all of the little boys down here are not part of the HRE, but everything...
Essentially, imagine what the HRE looks like an EU4 start date, and that's what it looks like for Italy in this one.
I would have expected it would change more, but I suppose not.
Not in Italy. The primary change in the HRE between the two start dates is on the western border with France.
Trent. Oh no! Trent! What have you done?
The Bishopric of Trent.
What? Exactly, why did you have to point this out to me? I didn't have to know about this. Oh, I could have lived in sweet ignorance. What the hell is that? Alright. Tyrol and Verona need to sort this out. I'm sorry. This needs to be cleaned up. Oh, God. In fair Verona, where we set our scene. Something like that. That's close. I mean, yeah. Even
Equally good
Verona's...
fair, man.
It's over there. It's over there, too. Yeah, Genoa is going to look absolutely horrendous.
Genoa doesn't
Like
look bad.
It's got this. It's got all of Corsica at least. It's got Genoa proper. It's got a little bit here. And then of course it's got all the little shitters out east that we can't see yet. It's just ugh. I can't wait to play them and make it even worse. What? Oh, I made myself invisible on Steam. Not offline. Stop showing me friends. Friends. Quilly and Goritza split.
Alright, Joffrey. We spent enough time on this map. Let's get to the next map.
Oh. Yeah, Quilly and Goritza. That's also pretty gross. But fine. Fine, I suppose. We'll move on. And actually read what they've said about their own map.
A lot.
They say a lot, yes. The main power in the peninsula is the Kingdom of Naples, ruled by King Robert I, who is also the ruler of Provence. And a few minor countries in northern Italy. No! Not a few countries in northern Italy! No! What does that mean? What does
What
also...
do you think it means? It says
Which
what it
one?
means.
Which ones?
We'll see, eventually.
His efforts towards the domination of Italy also made him the leader of the Guelph faction in Italy, which backs the Pope. Speaking of him, the seat of the Curia is in Avignon, and regaining control over the Papal States and moving it back to Rome might take some time and effort. Opposed to all of them, there is the Ghibelline faction, led by the Signora of Milan, ruled by the Visconti dynasty. Oh yeah, they're around, okay. They are backed by other
dies out in EU4.
right away. Yeah, it's a
So
whole thing. They're backed by other important powers in the Italian region, such as the Super Republic of Genoa, Verona, ruled by the dynasty of Della Scala. They're also neutral powers like republics of Venice and Siena, although they could be attracted to join one of the factions. We also have the foreign powers that have already set a foothold in Italy, such as the Crown of Aragon, which has established a branch of its dynasty as the Kings of Sicily, while also recently conquering some lands in Sardinia. Pisa is alive. Yes, big W for Pisa. I mean, Pisa's on its way out, but still. Pisa is not yet lost. Yeah, exactly, Jamal. The whole... And a few more. It's like, what do you mean? There's a few more up here that he rules too? How big is this international organization gonna look? Where it's like, the PUs of it's like, Naples, Provence, and Pavia, other things, I don't know.
Charles V. The international organization he'd be ruling.
It's gonna be horrible.
Milan, Burgundy, Spain.
Oh God, it
Naples,
is the next
Austria.
screenshot.
This is the Guelph specifically.
Yes.
And then we've got the Ghibellines.
Guelphs and the Ghibellines.
After them.
So, Naples/Provence, the de facto heads of it, and it supports the Pope somehow, but it's being led by Naples and Provence. I don't know how this works.
Yeah, really, it's more in the context of they would rather have the Pope as the predominant influence in Italy rather than the Emperor, because the Emperor charges taxes and they don't like paying taxes. That is legitimately what the Guelphs versus the Ghibellines boils down to.
So, and that's why all of the little guys that aren't in the Empire end up becoming vassals of the Papal State, because of this whole Guelph versus Ghibellines?
Not really. So technically speaking, most of that is historic Papal land, but because of the air quote, Babylonian captivity, aka the Avignon papacy, papal influence in central Italy has lapsed. Put it that
So
way.
they used to be part. I at least thought that it was a thing
I
where the
haven't-
Pope used to own all of that.
Yeah, I
But-
haven't studied this particular era overly closely, but to my understanding, that was the case. Yes.
Uh, Goths and Ghibellines, they are international organizations, part of a situation. Yes, the Italian Wars thingy. Or, no, that's a different situation. The Italian Wars are something else. Italy's gonna be whack. God damn. Arboria's job is to form the Melio-Tyrrhenian Empire, yes. I must pirate everything. But for that, we must wait 4 years for the DLC that allows pirates. Yeah, there's gonna be so much stuff going on in Italy. God, okay. Imagine you're playing as Milan. You are the head of the Ghibelline faction. You're the head of the Ghibelline faction. You are in the Catholic Church, and you are in the HRE. That is 3 situations / international organizations at game start. 3 instantly.
Yes.
And then the Italian Wars are going to happen in less than a century. 4. Oh, that's gonna be crazy. Hello, Starsky. We're just discussing now how Milan is gonna be crazy. I'm starting to understand why it's like, yeah, Dark is like on that Milan grind set. I can get that because Milan is gonna be involved in so many things. I bet because they're an actual duchy. You could probably rule the empire as them too. Because the empire is in a fractured state at this point. No emperor, and the Golden Bull isn't passed. Maybe as them you could somehow reign in Italy and become the emperor from Italy as Milan, and finagle your way through all of these different international organizations and have a good time. Survive the Black Death. Yeesh.
Just don't get killed by the disease. Easy.
Just don't die.
Milan did it.
Just don't die. I forget what all the examples of things they said you could do were. There were some like silly examples of things you could do to cope with the Black Death that just are really ineffective.
No, clearly what you need to do is you just need to brick up the houses of the infected.
That's yeah. I mean, is that not what Milan did based on what you're
Yes,
describing?
that is one of the things.
God damn. Instantly, when I start talking about what you do to survive the Black Death, instantly, okay, three comments going instantly, blame the minorities. It's those Swiss. You're in Milan, it's Swiss coming down, and they're bringing. Don't question it. It's them. It's their fault somehow. Lock them out of the cities, throw them away, steal their stuff. Listen, I know this gets me money because I'm repossessing their property, but it's also because they're bad and they brought the disease from Switzerland somehow. Trust. Oh, God. There is an interesting density in Italy, especially in the north, where there is plenty of communes, the Italian city-states. You might also notice something a bit different from previous Paradox Grand Strategy games. Venice is not an island! But the location has lands around the lagoon. We aren't 100% sure that this will be the final design, as we have a few ideas to try and keep its special position on an island inside the lagoon, while also addressing the issue of it being too small to appear on the map. In this regard, we're open to feedback and ideas on the subject. Yes, just not that. That. Venice. It is all one location. That is all just the Venice location. God, I see.
Big old location.
when we'll learn how formables work. I mean, what sort of formables are you curious about? I suppose, because the instantly like what's a formable that comes to my mind is Ireland, and we know that Ireland has the High Kingship, and I'm sure that it will be linked to that mechanic, for example. I highly doubt, however, that forming Italy, for example, would be okay. Okay, we are discussing Italy. Yeah.
Most of these countries, I imagine, will not be radically different to form compared to EU4. Do you control the right provinces? Do you control enough provinces? You push a button.
But that's lame and not very speculative.
But that's
it's
probably how
also
it'll work.
very likely how it works.
But yeah, but what if it
So-
wasn't?
No point in wasting time.
Wasting
Vector's
time.
on the grind
Wasting
set.
time.
He's on the low time grind set. We gotta grind, Chopper.
Wasting time. Listen to this guy. He's talking about wasting time. Meanwhile, I want to.
Better if you would.
Fine. I won't go on a tirade about how Nice is here instead. There's no Monaco.
Yeah, because it
We already talked about that.
I want to do it again.
Oh,
Yes. What else? They've just added all of the islands here to Piombino. See, I forget what was that island again? Elbe. It's the place they sent Napoleon the first time.
Elba, I believe.
Yeah,
They've got a couple.
Emperor of Elba.
A couple of these islands here. Yeah, that's all one island location. This is an island location. That's one. How many other ones are we looking at now? Is Malta? Good. Malta's its own location. I would be very confused and sad if it wasn't for some
You
reason.
expect it not to be?
Maybe.
There was already one in EU4, so why would they remove it in EU5?
Maybe they would. I don't know. This little dot, I have no idea what that's called, but it looks like that little dot is added to northwestern Sicily. Funky formables. You want funky formables? You don't want to form Italy in EU5? Well, I'm sorry to tell you this, but that's almost certainly.
Don't worry, Drek. You'll have the kingdom of God.
Rome. I see Rome. Yeah, I see what you're talking about, Gamal. They've taken where Rome actually is, and like it's just like that little circle where Rome actually is, and then given all this coastline next to it.
Yeah, there's already been there's comments about it.
Yeah, whatever.
It's already been brought up, so we'll see if they change it.
I do not much care about that. It is funny to see though how some of the like you get small locations to represent things like important cities, really small city states and stuff, and then you also have like the mountains. Where half of the time they're really big locations, and then the other half of the time they're like, just like little tiny mountain pass things. The Swiss Alps do look like goddamn Anbanar caves. You're not wrong. see the goddamn the greedy grin tribe hanging out in Sion right there. I can see it. You gotta migrate around in the Swiss Alps. Alright. Let's to appease Vector. Appease Vector Maximus. We shall continue along. Provinces. That's less of a thing to look at, but
It's essentially the provinces of Italy you always think of.
yeah.
The only difference is that Lombardy has kind of been split a bit differently, because normally you think of Milan being smack dab in the center of Lombardy, but here it's right on the western side of the province of Lombardy instead.
I wonder what the name for this grouping of like
That's Piedmont.
Oh. That makes sense.
Piedmont and then Liguria to the south.
That'll be owned by Savoy at some point in the future.
that's all one area though. Like the Liguria is part of it. Is the thing though.
Yeah, possibly.
I think it's just the colors look similar.
Yeah, that's my suspicion. Is the colors are just very similar. But it's possible.
A day may come where Joffman posts the link to the Tinto talk in the stream's description, but it is not this day. You know, that's a good point. I should do that in the future. Yeah, there's not a whole lot more to be said about this, I suppose.
Next map.
Yeah, that's a big one in Tunis. That is chunky. Any suggestions? Here's something a little more curious to me. Climates. I want to get more examples of how this works.
Wow, why did they put Mediterranean climate on the Mediterranean? That makes no sense.
It's a little strange. Yeah.
There were comments complaining about that, and it drives me up the wall.
Were there actually?
Yes, they were. Why is there subtropical in Italy? I
don't know what does subtropical mean.
It essentially means warm, humid.
And Mediterranean is warm, dry.
More warm, dry. Yes. It refers to the the climate there. So it is different in the Po Valley compared to, the Roman coastline.
Is there is subtropical their just way of saying tropics, or is it like
no?
Subtropics is a specific climate definition in the Köppen climate system. It doesn't have to do with the actual tropics. It's just a type of climate.
Huh.
He's trying to wrap his brain around it, but it's not working. I can see
Trying.
the gears turning.
Trying.
It's like,
I'm trying to figure what...
It's like cold, arid.
Yeah, I mean, we've got
Arid,
cold. We do have cold. Yeah.
Arid just refers to lack of water, not temperature.
And yeah, I guess it should be more obvious to me with the whole Mediterranean climate. You've got the cold, arid stuff along with it, where it's like Mediterranean is just like the in between, where cold, arid is dry and hot. No, not hot. It's just dry. And then Mediterranean is less dry. But I don't know. It's hard for me. There's so many different climates, and I'm not used to these. It's like, what the heck? Oceanic and Mediterranean and continental and what the subtropical? I do not understand. Surprised there's no Arctic in the Alps. That's an interesting point, I suppose, because we saw there was some Arctic in the Pyrenees, but not in the Alps, which are somewhat infamous.
I think those are for the most part meant to represent the valleys, and the wastelands are the actual mountaintops.
Subtropical is not tropical, and cold arid is not arid. Well, that's fair. I don't understand what the difference is between a subtropic and a tropic, and I don't understand the cold, arid. Is it just shitty? It's just fucking. It's not only is it arid, it's also cold. This is where I live.
That's where I live.
Subtropical
is temperate, no dry season, hot summers, whereas Mediterranean is temperate, dry summers, hot summers. So it's those little differences, because it also refers to the seasonal differences.
That makes sense. Yeah, the way. Okay. The Mediterraneans, you're not going to have cold. It's not going to be cold in the winter, really. It's the idea, I guess, as well. Huh. Interesting.
Or rather, the difference is subtropical does not get dry. Mediterranean does.
Because they have a dry season.
Yeah,
But
the Mediterranean climate has a dry season. Subtropical is basically water all year round.
moist in the lagoon in Po Valley. Makes sense. I'm getting a better idea now. Thank you. I'll have to do some searching of these terms later as well.
Yeah, you're wanting a Köppen climate system. That's what it is.
Here's the terrain map, though. No. There. Topography. You get narrows.
Flatland, hills, mountains.
Mountains pretty predictable. Not much of a surprise there. Less plateaus. Less plateaus. Very, very sharp, mountainy. Plateaus interest me as a terrain type. I'm curious about that. Of course, Venice is marsh. That's the only marsh. Other than, well, there's another one here. Yeah. There's an impassable marsh? Huh. I think.
It's a lake.
No, that's a lake. That's a lake. That's a lake. I'm smart. Oh, damn, that's a really small... Nice is small to get past. God damn, Nice is actually a mountain county now. Huh. And then hills beyond it. That is a horrible... This whole place is going to be so horrible to move through. Light blue area. So, like, you mean... Yeah, that says marsh on these, if that's what you're referring to. And then there's, narrows. So we've got just... inland sea and narrows, if that's what you're referring to. Yeah, I imagine that narrows are going... I bet, because they've got inland sea as a terrain type. But I bet that it will still be... Galleys are good in inland sea. And then narrows will make them busted. They'll probably be stupidly strong there. Which will be very interesting, I'm sure. So yeah, you could dominate around Venice with some key locations with if you station your galleys there. Yeah, I imagine it is good to be representing all of that as mountains. It's probably the reality of the situation, to be honest. I thought, oh, Geneva, that's right. We saw earlier that Geneva itself is a valley, with a grassland, flat terrain. Forgot about that. Yeah, having been to Nice / Monaco, it definitely deserves to be mountain. All right, I'll take your word for it. Unnamed one in the water south of Venice? Well,
The one off of the coast of Ancona, I believe.
off the coast of what?
Ancona.
There's one sea tile that is like a grayish white.
Oh, that!
Doesn't have anything labeled.
We've seen a couple
malfunctioning.
Yeah.
Hasn't been designed properly.
We've seen a couple things like that. I don't know why it just slipped my mind noticing this. I've just started tuning them out, you see, because we've seen a couple of these cubes, and I've just in my head is just like, I don't know, whatever. It's probably not important. Maybe it is important, but maybe the developer is clicking on that county right now. Maybe that ocean tile. What's the plateau in the south? Just plateau in Tunis. Oh, it's just in the mountains. We've seen plateaus. Okay, so this is the topography. There's also the next thing, and I wanna actually bring this up to look at the same time. The actual terrain, the terrain, vegetation / topography. This is because these are an interesting combination where you get to look at. So you can see, for example, all of these mountains here are mountain forest. So they are densely wooded mountains. And that's a very interesting distinction you get. Because in some places like Granada, Granada's capital is situated on a plateau, and it is a farmland plateau. So it's actually probably a very good place to have a city because it's simultaneously able to produce lots of food for the city, and it's probably quite defensible up there. Maybe. You meant under Naples? Oh, you meant near Naples. I mean, I don't know. It's
Yeah,
this is
it's a
where
plateau where there is one in real life.
I
That's where
suppose.
most of the terrain decisions come from.
Plateau is a very fascinating terrain type and an excellent inclusion. Yes, I'm very curious to see how it affects gameplay. How the plateau will, and I'm also curious to see how they will translate it visually when we get a more close zoomed in look at the map, because they are very beautiful, of course. We don't have so many of them in Canada, but I've gotten to stand on some uh, over near the Okanagan, our own goofy, fertile river valley place, and they're very neat. I could definitely see the whole idea of a farmland plateau. I can imagine what that looks like. Are there any in Italy? So we got grassland plateau. That one is a sparse plateau. Interesting. Interesting. That's the sort of place you put a fort. You put a fort there, not and just focus on building it up as a defensive location instead of a city, for sure. I can't wait to build your mega city in the middle of the desert with no water. I mean, maybe it's possible if you can feed them. I don't know. We don't know yet how that works. Other than that, you'll definitely have to import a lot of food, but maybe it's possible. Maybe you can just build a mega city in the steppe or the Sahara. I'm sure people will try, and I'm curious to see how that will function. Um, that's probably in general going to be one of the things I'm looking forward to the most fundamentally about this game, is being able to just take a region on the map that did not become significant historically and just make it very important, because that stuff is always funny. I love just take alternate history. What if this part of the country did well? It could have. I don't know. It's got the means, kind of thing. What? What if Sicily dominated? What if Sicily or like Sardinia dominated Italy, for example? I don't know.
I'd say the next map is probably the most interesting of the ones we've got left.
He really wants to keep going.
Well, I've got 5 minutes before I ditch you, so I want
Oh, okay.
my most interesting.
All right. I love cultures. I love the culture maps too. So yes, let's go. Move along. I see cultures. Lots of this is similar to France in some ways, where you have a lot of very minute little cultures.
Ones that I find particularly interesting is the fact that there's a Friulian culture. Because in EU4 that's just Venetian. So that's funky. I also question the choice to use Emilian when in EU4 they used Romagnon for that area.
Ladin. This Ladin culture exists. It's like Alpine Italians up there.
Yeah, I believe that's what it's meant to be.
The Trent.
In the comments, they also talked about how the white stripes in southern Italy, those are the Greek population. So I want to make an Italian-Greek playthrough at some point.
Yes! Yes! I must grab the white stripes down there specifically. Yeah. Okay. Grab them somehow. Somehow get Naples to flip. I don't know how you could do that, because we don't know how that works, but
become Orthodox Greco and proclaim Magna Graecia restored. There's also not enough, or somewhere on this map, I'm not sure where, but there's also supposed to be there's a culture for the Italian Jews. So, and it's like,
what was that about Italian Jews? Did I hear more minorities? What?
I can't remember precisely. But
I was reading comments. What was? Huh?
They've also got a culture for the Italian Jews, so it would be fun to make the Jewish Republic of Rome.
Is that... did they say where that is? So, like, stripes here in Naples, maybe?
Oh, I don't know where, just that they've got the pops.
I must find them. Foreshadowing red color for Umbrian. I don't know how I like this color for Umbrian.
Bro.
I suppose. The Rome tag.
Yeah,
Oh god.
they're foreshadowing for when it flips to Roman culture.
Dear. I find the Corsican colonization of Sardinia, but then also there's like lots of Sardinians in southern Corsica.
Apparently,
Interesting.
after, according to much of the feedback in the comments, that Corsican and Sardinia doesn't make any sense at all. So they're probably going to end up removing it. So
Oh, interesting. It
yeah,
looks cool.
There were Corsican, obviously people in there, but they were such a minority that it makes no sense for them to be like that. Like everybody who is anybody used Sardinian, and yeah.
Ah, okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. You've got the Dalmatians as well, with a large Venetian minority in Ragusa, I believe that
101
is.
Dalmatians.
That's all that there's gonna be left of them by the time Venice is done.
Not by the time Venice is done, by the time the Balkan players get to them.
That's true. Venice isn't that. Venice is not that guy yet. Not quite.
Well, Venice would have no issues with an Italian subculture and the Dalmatians being there. But
I mean, they're not super
Balkan
strong yet.
People would not have interest in Dalmatians.
Venice is still on the up and up. Genoa is at its height before it falls, and Venice is still climbing.
Mm-hmm. No, Ragusa is not the Ottomans' dog, because the Ottomans have barely gotten their boots on at this stage.
The Ottomans barely exist. Yeah, they've just put their boots on in the morning, and they're ready to start heading out. But yeah, Ragusa appears to be, or whatever they're calling it, is appears to be a vassal of Venice. So you could theoretically play them. Interestingly, hills grasslands. Probably a decent place. This red color for Umbrian. Red color for Umbrian implies that the true Roman Empire is wrong. Yes, the game rule for the Greek state centered around Byzantium. Around Constantinople.
I am also curious if we're going to have any remnant Norman culture pops in Naples and Sicily.
I imagine those are mostly integrated by now.
Yeah, but it could be interesting to have a few left.
Good old Sicilian hybrid culture that it is. There's two ways to go with Sicilian. You either make Sicily just a shit ton of small cultures, or make it a glob like they appear to have done, based on the fact that there's not much in the way of like large minorities other than Neapolitans. I suppose they have gone with the idea of like, all right, Neapolitan is just glomfed all of them at this point, which is fine, but like
we can't see it on this map. But curious if they've also had Maltese as a separate culture or not, or if it's just part of Sicilian at this point.
You can actually, now that you've said that, you very much can see that Maltese is there.
Ah, neat.
It appears that Malta is actually the county that controls that little island as part of it. That's neat.
Which makes sense.
Well, new mission acquired. Maltese, Italy.
Mm-hmm. And with that, I must bid you adieu for the night.
Goodbye.
Best of luck with the rest of it.
See you later, Vector. You have a good day.
You as well. Good night.
And
now it's time.
Now that he's gone, quick! Oh, gosh, I'm so glad he's gone. that vector guy.
Hmm.
Maltese one culture Roman Empire.
You know what I'm
Yes.
looking forward to? I'm looking forward to the next map.
God damn it. Vector's spirit still lives on. Even when he's gone, I am forced to continue. Ugh.
Of course.
Why must I continue looking at the next map instead of talking about... I don't know, I was pretty much done.
Yes. Look at that! Whoa!
Religious map.
Wow! Look at how big Christiani is!
Another boring region with more than 90% of the population being Catholic, with most of the religious minorities being it
Italian
Ital
Jews.
Ital it Italkim? What? Italkim Jews?
Uh-huh.
Huh. And Orthodox Greeks. We're considering implementing Waldensians, although adding more diverging Catholic heresies / confessions is a bit of a low priority for us right now. No, please more, Gib.
Nope.
As a side note, it might catch your eye that the Christiani of Bosnia. Yeah, we'll discuss them later in the Tinto maps devoted to the Balkans. Fine, I suppose. Yes. I don't know why it's all hashed in this image, though. Like, literally every county is hashed over, which is really weird, but I'm
It's
not
a
reading
bit
into
buggy,
that.
I think.
I guess it's still work in progress. Stuff is being wonky. Inventing new culture names. In my alternate history, the Italkim Jews took over Italy. Whoa! Should be some Cathars. They have talked about how they might actually make some Cathars in southern France. I beg and I plead for there to be just minor. Like, I know it's not a priority at this point, but I really want to see. I want to play in southern France. I want to play as Toulouse, and I want to convert to Cathar, and I want to reverse the Crusade. I'm gonna do it. Get them. And if the Waldensians somewhere in Italy, because there's all these small principalities and city states. I'm sure it would be a lot easier, relatively speaking, to flip your religion or culture. Hope they expand on Catholic heretics a lot because they are rife in this period. Yes. Yes, Smoke Jaguar, you get me. Yes, we need more. Sure, Christiani is great and all. I'm gonna for sure play that. See, I need to do everyone needs to do 2 Bosnia games. You need to play. Wait, this map mode doesn't show the. In an earlier map, we saw there was a substantial Bogomalist minority in Bosnia. Now it's gone. It's gone. Or maybe it's just this map being buggy. Maybe they're still there. Cope. We wait until we get the Balkans map, please. Because you need to do two Bosnia runs. You need to do the Christiani run. You need to do the Bogomalist run, and I don't know. The other ones are just normal. I don't know, Catholic or Orthodox Bosnia. It's predictable. Took a course about heresies in college. Ooh, interesting. Huh. We don't have anything like that out here. Canadian history doesn't exactly have anything like that being relevant, so it's not much of a surprise. It's hashed because it's the state religion map, not the North. Oh! God damn it! God damn it! You're probably right. I want to see the counties, though. Church also.
You want.
I will. I won't get what I want. No.
No, you don't. Quiet. Cry. Fucking cry. Cry, little bitch.
I want the Bogomilists, and I want give me a Muslim minority in Sicily.
In fact, I think that the entire map and the mod should just be one religion.
No!
I think so. That would be so unique.
Whoa, no one will see this coming. What if everything's just the same religion?
Would be unique. No other mod would do that.
No one would ever expect this. What a bold play. Even the New World. Wow. Alright. Now. Goods.
Look at that. We got Milan owning a gold province.
No. No! What is this? What is this? Dark Pre favorited Milan? And now... And you go ahead and you're like, I like Milan. They're pretty strong in this time period, and they got through the Black Death pretty good. Wow! And then just everything that's revealed. Oh, they've got gold. They're the head of the Ghibelline faction. Golly gee.
Yes. Gorsh.
Gosh. They're the head of the emperor, the pro-emperor faction. What if they just become the emperor? Do it again. Marble. I've not seen a lot of marble. Actually, this is an interesting, like, in all seriousness, this is actually an interesting map for the sake of, there's a lot more marble, and I haven't seen much clay either. So clay, and then I'm just kind of ignoring it, but silk. Because we got silk in Genoa, like, well, not in Genoa proper, I think. I don't know if that's probably Genoa proper, yeah. Silk in Genoa and Venice, and I'm curious about that. Because, I mean, I'm curious if how this exists. Like, why is this the case? Because they're not making silk here. They're buying it, right? I don't think they made silk in Italy.
You could just kidnap the worms.
You can, but I don't think they were doing that in this time period.
I think they had. The Byzantines had kidnapped the worms, and then the Fourth Crusade happened.
There's actually a lot of kidnapped worms. Italy's got some of that good.
Who would have thought Italy has good trade goods and is very wealthy?
It's also got fish. You know what they don't have? Fucking sand.
Yes, they do. There's
Where?
one county.
There's sand.
One fucking county.
They have one sand. This is brilliant. I love that they're so busy shoving good stuff into Italy that they're having trouble, like, giving it fundamental things like fucking sand. Like, they got rice here.
Fundamental sand? You think sand is fundamental?
Yes. You need it for glass. You sit down.
No.
When I tell you sand is fundamental, you listen.
You don't.
It is a building block of an established society.
I could just go down to the fucking beach and just pick up the sand in my hands.
No. No,
That's not the basis of a functioning economy.
you
just
need
going to the beach and picking up handfuls of sand is not how an economy functions.
You
really expect me to go down to the fucking beach of Liguria, shove some sand up my fucking ass so I can carry it back to the glass shop, shit it into the glass kiln, and then make fine-ass fucking china?
Yes, this is crucial. This is very important. Rome, the Pope has cornered the Italian market on sand. I bet you want to invest heavily in this sand because the Pope needs to make lots of churches, and everyone in Italy, they want to make churches. They gotta buy your sand. You gotta They need your sand. If Venice wants to make glass, they gotta buy your fucking sand. This is mine. I made it. All these people talking about sand coming from quarries as a byproduct. No! No!
The problem with making glass houses is that anyone that owns a stone province could just destroy you.
That's right, Smoke gets it. That's like, I mean, other than this talk about quarried sand as a byproduct, no. The beaches of Liguria have the finest quality sand in every type you could want. God, Vector probably, if he ever watches this, the rest of this VOD, he's gonna be so glad he left before the sand tirade. Sand, it's used in glass, concrete, clay, bricks. Clay? All this clay that they've got in various parts of Italy ain't worth shit without your Ligurian sand. Alright, that's enough. That's I'll stop. I'll stop for now.
You know what they do have though? They have cotton.
You got fucking gold too. God damn. Alright, in all seriousness, because you got gold there. Is there silver anywhere? Just hanging out in Italy?
Yep. In Verona.
Verona's got silver. Alright.
And I think that there is one in Sardinia.
Cotton. Sugar.
Yeah, there's silver in Sardinia, which I think that is it for precious metals.
There's gems, but that doesn't count.
Yeah, those aren't metal.
Sicily with it's got sugar and salt. Sugar, saltpeter, and silk. There is so much good stuff down here.
Whoa, like look at that. Wheat, fish, livestock.
Lumber.
You can't get that anywhere else. You can't get that anywhere else.
Lumber. Fish in Malta. Whoa.
Whoa.
Malta with fish. At the bottom, I don't see. Where's the iron in
I don't know.
There.
I don't know, Smoke Jaguar, if they would use platinum, because platinum I don't think was ever used for coinage in this time period.
Yeah, I haven't seen any indication of it yet. I kind of doubt it. It'd be neat, but I don't imagine. Did they say if you could get lumber from any? I mean, that's an interesting thought. They've talked about like deforestation. I swear. So you can probably. I imagine that you're able to probably get wood, at least some stone. Maybe you can make the buildings anyway. I don't remember how they say. There's some weird stuff that goes on with the RGOs. I think they literally call them RGOs. Resource gathering operation. I'm pretty sure that there's some weirdness that goes along with that, and in regards to byproducts and where you can make certain things. Oh god, there's a big sand thing just off.
Also, platinum
screen.
wasn't recognized as its own element until the 1700s.
Damn, there's a big old chunk of sand. Oh yeah, that's some nice sand right there.
So yeah,
banana silver.
Really they thought it was fake gold, not fake silver. They thought it was an impurity.
God, dumping banana silver off. Oh, dumping the platinum off the boat is just, oh god, that's rough, man. Oh. Yeah, there is the marble is interesting. Is there? Where's the stone? Where's the stone?
There's a lot.
I don't see. Where is it? Where's some?
Well,
Oh, there's some
one
stone.
right next to Genoa. There's some
There's
in the
some
middle.
stones, yeah.
There's some around the mountains in the middle of Naples.
Stone. Yeah. There's stone around. I'm really curious how that's gonna work in regards to mining and like byproducts and stuff. Yeah.
Rock.
Mercury and Sienna. Is that only the second place in all of Europe that has mercury?
Wait, Mercury's shit, Mercury is a resource. What
It
the hell
is.
What the hell is Mercury even used for? Other than fucking fake immortality potions that will kill you.
Yeah, other than alchemists killing people from China to Ireland.
Oh, it's used for fraud, Drac? Is that it?
It's alchemy. You know, Siena, famous home. Yeah, that's in Siena. Famous home of fraud. You build your alchemy.
Genuinely just used for fraud.
I like how as soon as we start emphasizing, yeah, fraud. You know, Siena is where they're gonna build all of you make your alchemy stuff, and then he just reiterates with an exclamation mark, alchemy. Mercury is used to preserve clothing such as hats. God damn, that's so that. Oh.
People are out here
Right next to lead, mercury and lead, right next to each other.
Mercury was used. Oh lord.
Yeah, thermometer.
As an aphrodisiac and for medical therapy. Anti-parasitic drugs, this is modern uses. What are people?
Oh, okay.
More than 3,000. No. It says more than 3,000 years it's been used as an anti-parasitic drug. I don't fucking believe that they were smart enough to do that for a second.
3,000 years? People don't know what a goddamn parasite is for 3,000 years?
Everything listed here is like a modern thing. We didn't know that existed back then.
Well, bro, this metal's liquid. It's magic. Drink the liquid metal. It'll make you stiff again. I mean, you can do that, but people didn't. So much stone. Yeah, it's because how shit. Okay, I was about to shit on Tunis, but actually,
but they weren't aware of microorganisms, though. And they also likely weren't aware that when they ate unprepared food or poorly prepared food, it might be infected with various eggs for those said worms.
Third Mercury province on the map in Tunis. That's near Carthage. It's near fucking Carthage. Tragically, there's no salt out there.
Yeah, I'm upset that Tunis doesn't produce salt.
Yeah, I wish that. Where is Carthage? Carthage somewhere over here, right? Or was it? No, Carthage wasn't in Tunis itself, right?
It was like, you see the Dye province?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Joffrey, you're thinking it's in Libya?
I'm thinking of a different city. I forget what that was.
This fucking guy.
Carthage actually was in the logical spot. I forget. Yeah, I don't know. I had this thing in my head for some reason that Carthage wasn't where Tunis was. They didn't build in the same spot. It's got to be like in the same region, but it can't have been the exact same spot, right? Because the fucking the salting of the earth wear off eventually, I guess. I don't know. They may try to eat mercury to get rid of symptoms.
Did you know that you can get rid of your arm
Really?
pain by just chopping off your arm?
The salting of Carthage might be a made-up story? Huh. I mean, there's a lot of things like that in history, so it wouldn't surprise me. But, yeah, I don't know what's going on with me, but yeah, anyway. Tragically, Carthage doesn't produce salt, is the point. Tunis has dyes. All the big cities produce useful things. I wonder if you can change somehow the RGO of a place. I really do wonder that. If there's ways that they can change. If, for example, lumber will go away if you harvest too much of it. Leachings. Leachings, yes. But with that, also salt. The last thing to mention on this map mode is saltpeter, because that's something we've seen, but not. I
Gun.
I don't think we've seen much of it. I really don't think so.
Time to use gun.
Yeah. Really hope provinces are appropriately dynamic. The deforestation of Scotland. Yes, yeah, for example, let me go vegetation again. I swear someone had mentioned that, and I really want I want the vegetation, topography, maybe not the topography. No, the vegetation and the climates to be able to
topography won't
change. I don't think there's anything. Like, I mean, code-wise, it would be half decent for modding if you wanted to be like, oh, this is changed.
Yeah, but they're not
But
gonna
that's
do that.
I don't.
Not. They neglect to do simple, like simple changes in CK3 for the sake of modders. They won't do it here either.
However, I think that if they let you change if the vegetation can change, then I imagine that same code could likely be used for topography or climates. I have a suspicion. But we'll have to see. I just personally would like to, I don't know, maybe you can change underground terrain types somehow, you know? Maybe a dwarf can make a new hold if we wanted to make holds a terrain type. I don't fucking know. Alternate terrain type would be cool. Terraced hills. Nah, that'd be like a type of farm, yeah.
It'd probably just say a modifier, or actually, yeah, a building.
It would just be that's what the Japanese and the Inca could just make them unique buildings kind of thing.
You missed a conversation about sand and mercury.
You missed there were some. We went off on talking about the one sand county in all of Italy, and how the Pope has cornered the glass market as a result. He's got the source. Maybe if engine tech is ready. You're right. That was something that was said. Rizan, they did talk about maybe if it's the tech is there, which we'll see. But I mean, it's not going to come out for a while. But we'll see. Oh, there's another sand county in Dalmatia. Anyway, let's move along. This is something I'm curious about. The markets, indeed. Markets.
Oh god, I hate. Look at the middle of Sardinia. Why, man? It's just like everybody there is like, yo, us in this bumfuck village in particular want to go to Naples to sell our goods, while everybody else on the island likes to go to Genoa.
It's just like the north half of Arborea is just in a different market for some reason. Why?
It's a bright purple too.
No. That's kind of dark.
Yeah, that's fairly bright compared to like. Yeah, but look at like some of the Venetian ones next to the pest region. And look how dark those get by
But
comparison.
yeah, that's just because everything in Central Europe is like everything's ass when it comes to controlling
and something
stuff like
just
that.
in the middle with no ports, completely encircled by another market.
I don't know. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna try. I can't justify that. I don't know how that happens. But again, they're constantly working on this sort of thing, so they'll hopefully make that stuff like this doesn't happen, because that shouldn't really be possible. Similar with Barcelona market up here. God, it's so weird. The poor Swabians and Bavarians being like, we, the Swabians need to make their own market. They need to. I mean, they won't at Game Start, but someone needs to. Like, this is horrible. They're gonna have such terrible access to goods.
Alright, so as Milan conquered Genoa, conquered Genoa 20 years after Game Start.
Why?
Black
Oh, that's right. That's right. Games. Yeah. All right. Time to wait. No, stay away from them. Stay away. Whoa.
Yeah, stay away for a little bit.
Don't rush into Genoa quite yet. They've got problems. And then make the Genoa market yours. Yes. Market is, yeah, they're God, they keep flip-flopping on if there even is an an Antwerp market. Big dosh dollars. Big dosh dollars. Naples is probably a pretty good market. I think all three of these are pretty solid markets, I imagine. Naples is probably great though. I think that's They got some no. They have a lot. They've got both silver and gold in the Genoese market, though.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Like, yeah, they do, and
That's good. That's good. Valuable
Yeah.
shit. You got gems too. Silk. That's good. I don't know what you like. Yeah. What do you mean? I mean, it's valuable shit. What do you mean? What do you want? What do you want from me? I'm gonna
hey,
be like,
I know it's valuable shit. You don't need to tell me.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about. I'm pondulating and pondulate. Is that a word? Can I say pondulating?
No, you can't.
Waiting.
If you
Doesn't
ever
look
say
like it's a
that
word.
word, if you ever say that word again, you're canceled.
Naples has sand. You're right. Naples has sand in its market. You can't beat them. They're too strong. Everyone needs to go into the sand market of name's escaping me right now. But anyway, they're doing a decent job of not showing us what the North African markets here are. It's clearly not. Interestingly, it's not Tunis. In fact, Tunis is kind of at risk of joining Naples' market. So, I wonder where they are, what market they are in at this point in time. Imagine all the sand in Sahara. Yes! What have I done? What have I done? Day one on the launch of EU5. I want all of you folks with me. Launch day playing. We need to grind out the sand meta. we need to figure it out. We need to codify the sand meta in EU5. There are 3 market centers in Italy: Genoa, Venice, and Naples, which was a very, very rich country in 1337, the wealthiest of the region. As usual, take into account that, for now, in a moment they're going to get slapped, of course. We don't script in the setup which locations belong to each market. They're automatically, he's trying to cope for Berea. Keep in mind, we're not scripting the setup. They're just automatically being assigned. The starting distribution is not final and might change as we do tweaks to the market calculations over time. So please do not scream at us for this. Yes. It's just funny. I'm not gonna, beyond all the hysterical reactions, like it's funny. It's funny. But the one thing I don't know though is what the deal with this is in it's Sienna. Sienna is this weird color. I'm not sure what the deal with that is, but
what's the deal with airplane food?
Cartoonist and gravel in the desert. You hope they add as many markets as possible and then pare it down to a bit more than they have now. No, they're not going to have different trade layers. No. Anyways, my nose always gets so itchy when we do these. I could see them. There are definitely. I'm not sure how I feel about the subject of like how many markets they should try to have at game start, where like because they could, for example, Swabia and Bavaria, lower Germany, upper Germany, I think actually the below is actually upper, but the Swabia and Bavaria are really just barely hanging on to like being in these Italian trade regions, and they've said before that there could very easily be a new one made in these areas by a Swabian power, which is just a silly thing to Swabian power. Oh God.
Swabia.
How much what's happening is a building. There's a lot of stuff from Naples. Yeah, it's dynamic for sure. Yeah, all of this stuff is dynamic, and they keep tweaking it over time. So yes, the key thing is that this is not the final one. This is not the final map, and it is not it's not the final map, and it's going to change over the course of any game. So that's cool. I enjoy that very much. That's the important thing. What it looks like at the start is a big whatever. All right. Population numbers. Yeah, those are the last two. Population numbers not quite as big a deal as the rest of it, which is why they are at the end. We are done with the key interesting things here. Yes. 960k people in the Papal State. That is a ton. That is 2.2 million people in Naples.
Yes, it's a big country.
Whew. Austria has 1.3. Ha. Yeah. Milan's pretty chunky. And Verona is actually very powerful as well. Yeah. Verona is a real power right now. Huh. And Genoa's like really decentralized, but they've got quite a few people too. Provence? Huh. Very interesting stuff. There's still time for Florence to rise and conquer its neighbors as well, of course. There's not. They're done.
They're cooked.
They're done? They're done?
Milan wins.
Pisa is not yet lost. A link? I mean, yeah, you could post a link. I don't know what link you'd be referring to this time, Chase, but Oh, you mean the link to this?
Well, Jamal, how did the Mongols, with just a couple hundred thousand dudes, conquer China with tens of millions? The exact same way that Venice would conquer Verona.
Be doing better at the time. Also, there's
by winning.
Verona is gonna have rather shortly. They're gonna have like 5,000 people, 500,000 people instead. To
Yeah,
northern
Naples does
Italy.
have a larger population than Aragon.
Wait, really?
Hmm,
Oh,
Naples,
it does.
Naples big.
Naples is hella strong. God damn.
Now this doesn't count Sicily. If you add Sicily to Aragon, they're ahead.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Naples, that is centralized too. This
They're
is
big
this
boy.
is a like this is it's big, but it's all coastal and it's not too big. And it's all close enough to the coast that they can have good control over all of that. That is nice. What was the yeah, you did post a link to this. Yes. Throw infinite money at war. That's how Venice wins, yes. No.
Hey, Jamal, have you ever seen how OP the Stratioti are in Medieval 2? Those things
Yeah.
are cracked.
Any of our fellow medieval 2 Total War enjoyers will understand that the idea of Venice conquering Verona with horse arches isn't as far-fetched as you think. Yeah. Yeah. I bet. Yeah, people are going to love Naples in this game. Naples is going to have such a strong game for sure. They're going to be able to so easily rise up. They got a PU with Provence as well, so they can integrate them later. They've supposedly got on the same throne. Like they got PUs with some people in northern Italy as well. And then of course they've got the same dynasty as Hungary, so you could theoretically uh be at a PU with Hungary as well. Ugh.
You got a
Yeah.
hypothetically speaking win.
I imagine, yeah, as you're saying, Evie, that's yeah, a lot of Italy is probably just going to be pretty good when it comes to control. It's very fragmented at the start, but if you start to conquer stuff, you could probably maintain pretty good control for the stage of the game you're at. Hmm. Hmm. Wouldn't need to rely so much on vassals as other countries. But I like vassals is the thing. I like vassals. I want to set up random little shitters. Hmm. Naples easily conquers Sicily. 1356 M&T. Hmm. Show the map. Scroll down in the link I sent to the first comment. It'll show you the map. But that's literally just this. That's literally just the thing that I've been looking at. Like, you just want me to look at the first thing Pavia has said? I'm a little confused. What you mean, Chase? It will show you the map I said. The map you said, but okay. So is it this map of Milan? So this map of Milan, and it's okay. That I kind of like this zoomed in. This is the most zoomed in image we've got so far. I kind of like this. Looks tasty. Yeah, can you yeah, zoomed in version of northwestern Italy, not mistaken. Monodvi might be on you. Share screenshots. Can you share something more on how vassalage dependency status between the monarchy? Mondovi. So that's what the red country is. It's not because Montferrat is there. That's a different Mon. Too early to showcase dependencies. No, I want to see who the subjects are. Robert was the lord of the Signora, overlord of that policy. Yeah, I really, yeah, exactly. This is like, it is such a, it brings to me, again, as someone who loves painting map, it's like, oh, it reminds me of my time as a kid before I really had lots of computer access, and I was like, just sketching everything, learning to draw mountains like that. Get that, that's really satisfying shaders. Like the shading done on the side of each of these mountains is really cool. Oh, you've got some like grassland, like for farmlands as you look in closer as well around Milan. That's just really neat. I enjoy this a lot. Robert the King of Naples. But yeah, Robert the King is the King of Naples and also Duke of Provence, I guess. King of Naples, Duke of Provence, and then he's also the Count / Lord of some stuff in here, like the MON country there. But, now that we're down here, I may as well start. It's only been an hour and a half of just talking about the map of Italy. God damn it! I may as well start actually looking at the dev responses. I just love culture map mode so much. Oh my god, I love my culture map.
Nope, you're not allowed.
Love the culture map.
Not until we have 3 separate Lithuanian cultures.
Okay, fine. No tall San Marino gameplay, even in this? No. Sorry. 86 respectfully disagree.
People want their San Marino. What can I say?
Don't really. It is so they've split it up so much. I don't really care, man. Like we've got Andorra. I am very happy with Andorra. Is there a way to get Guelphs and Ghibellines on the same map mode? I feel like historically they were always talked about in opposition, and it would be helpful to see both. Upper Bavaria. Oh. No. Upper and Lower Bavaria. Oh, Salzburg is gross.
Just true beauty.
I like this. I like this map mode. I like this as a combined Guelphs and Ghibellines map mode, yeah. Verona, you've got the Verona is on good terms with Milan to start with. I don't know, Dark. Your dear friends in the Ghibelline faction are you don't want to attack Genoa and Verona, do you? They're your fellow imperial loyalists. What's going on here?
For now. See, what you do is you start uniting Piedmont, then you kill Genoa and Verona.
You kill those. This is like it's the fall of the samurai.
You just clean up the miners first.
You're playing Shogun 2, Fall of the Samurai. You must kill the take out the papal supporters in the area before when imperial and papal forces finally clash. It shall be Milan that leads the vanguard. I forget how that. It's been a long time since I played Shogun 2. No, but it's like because like, it's like the Shogun 2. It's a clever. Dark.
Yeah, Sure, buddy.
It's like Shogun 2. You guys understand me in the chat, right? It's like Shogun 2.
Sure, buddy.
Because
whatever helps you sleep at night, kiddo.
Anyway, what in Arborea isn't involved? I think that they have crucial. Why did you call Italian Jews Italkim Jews? Italkim means Italian, so that's like saying Italians Jews. Which doesn't make sense unless I'm missing. The culture is called Italki. Oh, so they do actually have like a bunch of different Jewish cultures. That's gonna be neat, yeah.
Oh yeah, Joffrey, did you see who's coming next week?
Oh no, I didn't. I was distracted from that.
Take a quick look.
There's around 10.5 million population in the Italian region as of now. Taking into account how we divided the political landscape, Naples looks scary. Indeed. That's all for this week. For next one, we'll be taking a look at the British Isles with St. Dave. Thrilling. Okay. I can allow
I
myself to
can't
look
wait to
forward to it.
see England and 2 Scotlands, and that's about it. I
Oh,
mean, I guess
smokes.
Ireland, but who cares?
You're a real one, Smoke Jaguar. You're a real one. Hey, I want to see the culture map mode of Britain. I want to see the one like little bit of Cornish culture, and maybe there's Cumbrians. Maybe there's Cumbrians left. Maybe they're all gone. Maybe there's some interesting stuff going on in Scotland. Maybe there's some Norsemen left. You never know. Maybe the Highlander the High and Lowlander split is interesting. Who knows? Could be cool. Be so boring. No, that is hater speak, Gamal. You are a downer. You need to take your joy before you become a downer right now. So Indochina. No, unfortunately, Gimel, I'm gonna have to be the bearer of bad news. In case you didn't know this, they're gonna be talking about every single region in Europe first, and I'm not even joking. That sounds like a joke. That sounds like a joke I just came up with the top of my head because that is the sort of thing I would do. No, they've actually confirmed that they are going to, bit by bit, in no particular order, talk about all of Europe first. So we will, in fact, get a Balkans and a Carpathians separate Tinto maps before we ever get to Indochina. Are you excited? I am. Because you know what? That means that I get more opportunities to have you folks just sit down with me and listen to me rant about sand for 2 hours. Are you happy? Because I am. I love ranting about sand for hours. So much map already about Europe. They did make it sound like there was only going to be one map for India, yeah, which is crazy. That would be at least 4 hours. No, I'm kidding. But India will be a lot. We need to get Hendrix and Nemcraft in the chat for that one for sure.
For which one?
For the India one, we need to get the Indian boys in chat for that one.
Wait,
So
we didn't have Drac for Poland. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, but he was really active in the chat, so it basically was the same. But like, I want to hear Hendrix. You know, Hendrix goes, "Oh, whoa!" No, he makes funny noises. You know.
Although what we could do the whole time is talk to them about how great the Delhi Sultanate is.
I think so. All right, moving along. So it's fully integrated into Florence. Taking note of this. Oh my god, if Florence has Arezzo as a vassal. Oh, even more. Oh my god, a vassal that becomes independent. Florence is in a haggard state, goddamn. Oh, yeah, so Hendrix wants to die of death after hearing, yeah. I'm sure you're very excited for the India one in like a year from now. Unfortunately, no, this is YouTube. YouTube is a little meh when it comes to audience engagement.
When are you gonna get that one stream tool that lets people play a little GIF or video whenever they donate, Joffrey?
Is that a thing on YouTube?
I have no idea.
Oh, that's not actually connected to YouTube. That's its own thing. Yeah. That's not connected to this platform, I don't believe. Yeah. Ah, I just see you, Chase. Yes. You're asleep. Yes.
And then you could force Hendrix to have to pay you to send those gifts.
It's true. Spend those big landlord bucks. La Tour du Pin Dynasty. Wait, this is the I wasn't even looking at the map I was seeing. It's a zoomed in Dynasty map. Oh, Wait. Yeah, there's the orange in here.
No.
It's orange, and it's literally orange. Latour de Pin? Is that a placeholder? Is that actually a thing? What does that mean?
This is why we need Bryce.
It sounds like it's a descriptor of a location, which is very strange. I don't know quite enough about French to instantly know what that means. It actually is a dynasty. House Latour, Counts of the Albon, Dauphin of Viennois. Yeah, jeez. That's actually a thing. Yeah. It's in CK3? Yeah, the Medicis are not in charge yet. That is a thing that comes later on. But yeah, looking at the symbol, looks like they've got there's a few different ones depending on what point in time. One of them's a fish, one of them's a tower. All right. De Cerebus, the Spinola family. Oh, that's right. Of course, the Visconti family.
Visconti.
Della Scala. Oh, what the heck is Verona doing? Interesting.
What are you doing, Step Verona?
That's why I want to ask them. All right. The Medicis are still the richest family in Florence to this day? Oh, God. Any plans for what happens if someone other than the Pope owns Rome? Yes, there are consequences. Scotland when? Next week. Yeah, we're gonna see Scotland next week. Well, at least we'll get to see. I guess they'll talk about the Civil War thing they're going through, which is interesting.
Wow, your mom lets you have 2 Scotlands?
Oh my god. Respectfully disagree here. I feel like they shouldn't be out of the table if Andorra made it. Despite their size, their history and government is quite interesting, which also mirrors Andorra. The main problem for San Marino is its size, as it also happens with Monaco. To put in context, Andorra is almost 8 times the size of San Marino, and 230 times the size of Monaco. Dear God. Yeah, I really can't complain with that, because otherwise they'd need to make it a location, and either the location would be just absurdly small, or they'd have to make it bigger than it should be. And,
I agree with making it super small. Do it. It'd be great. Everyone wants it.
No.
Too bad you don't get to choose. I do.
I don't like small things.
Oh, so that's why you shower in swim trunks.
What is that supposed to mean? Get you for this. Watch. You watch your mouth.
You see, Joffrey, while you were studying the blade, I was out partying.
No. Wait. I didn't do any partying. At least it's a long sword. But you don't have a very long sword. Yes.
Compensating?
Look at this. No. It's representative. You know? It's a long sword. It's representative of other things that are long. Yeah.
Huh. Sure, buddy.
Anyone else concerned about huge difference in location density compared to Italy, the Balkans? I mean, that was always going to happen with this. Like the steppe is massive. Like the entire like a single area nearby Kiev is like the same like as a couple areas. Yeah, like any couple locations near Kiev is like the same as an area like Piedmont in Italy. It's rough, but I mean, it's appropriate samurai scout. No.
You have
Speaking
dishonored
of
that sword by stabbing people in the back in Ghost of Tsushima.
Not with the sword, with the wakizashi. Or
You've
Tanto.
dishonored the blade.
I'm actually, to regain honor for the sword. I'm very again. I want to know what they're doing with the daimyos, because we know the daimyos are going to be a thing and they're going to be a redacted. So maybe one day I shall be able to restore honor to the family.
No, the only way to restore the honor is plunging it into your gut.
It wouldn't fit. It's too big. It's bigger than my gut. Because I don't eat.
That's not how it works.
That's how it works. I'm immune. You know what else was redacted? What?
A lot of
redacted
things.
a few things, to be honest. If you're being serious and not setting up for a joke. Don't expect the same different regions of the world to have the same density, as they all are different. In Europe, the densest regions are Germany and Italy. Yes! Yes! Which we think makes sense, mainly for historical regions. Also take into account that the population is an important factor in making countries powerful. Population is not necessarily dependent on number of locations, after all, I imagine. I imagine that you could take a location sparse region and still fill it up with population and produce enough food for them anyway. Not entirely sure how that works yet. Okay, you were just making a joke. Well, you're very clever, don't you think? I'm sure you think you're very clever.
Yeah. Honestly, that was a good one, Evie. Good job. I'm proud of you for that one.
PP small. Yes, very, very smart, yeah.
He's agreeing. He agreed. He agreed.
Why is Milan with the Ghibellines? Milan is the model of an anti-empire city. They even founded the city of Alessandria in the honor of Pope Alexander. The times they are a-changin'. Matteo Visconti was an important member of the Ghibelline party when the emperor entered Italy, and his successors, those names, also had to face their Guelph enemies. Times change. It's a fair, yeah. At this point in time, yeah, they've done a lot of things to anger both sides, I suppose. But they're powerful. They can anger whoever they feel like at the time. Yes. They seem like a trivial issue. Custom setting, and to keep it off to better show where wastelands are present. I imagine so. There. Finally, it gets addressed that there is, in fact, a custom setting whether wastelands are shown or not. And I appreciate the fact that they are turning them off for the sake of most of these Tinto maps. And I shall give them a heart. There's, oh my gosh, love. No, I love that. I love, anytime there's more options, I love. Sounds like you've traveled quite a bit, Smoke. You've been to more places than just Italy? Because so far, I mean, you've been talking a lot about Italy because we're talking about Italy right now. You've been to a lot of different places? If so, you must be around for more of these, and then you can discuss what different places are like. Yes, for a well-traveled
Yes,
person.
Smoke Jaguar.
Yes.
Remember, you need to like, comment, and subscribe. Ring that fucking bell.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Somebody plays EU4 with wastelands colored in. I see this as a win. There being a setting, yes. If there is an option, on or off, everyone wins. More customization, the better. New feature having the Catholic stripes. Multiple map modes. This one shows the owner country's true faith in stripes instead of the minority religion. Rest assured, the minority map mode we show in these diaries basically shows the same. But I wanted to see it anyway. I just.
Yeah, but he is right. It's just Italy, Joffrey. What do you expect to see?
Dark. What if they're like Sicily?
No.
Maybe like I don't know.
Like at best, you might see some green lines in Sicily. Who cares?
That's cash money, right there.
No,
Green
no,
lines. Green lines.
No.
Malta. Green lines in Malta.
Yeah, but they're not green line go up though. They're green line go down.
Green line go down. Mm. Feedback. All locations defined. Will the Venetian flag be red or finally or be converted to blue? I see. I can see now why people were talking about. Yeah, it was. Chase is gone now, but he was talking about how he thinks that the flags wave because now this is genuinely the first just like image of a country's flag I think we've gotten. So there's a picture of like waving Venetian flag, for example. Yeah. Just talking about part of Arborea in the trade map mode, yeah. Work in progress. Much better pedestrian and public infrastructure in Italy in general. Okay. Parts of Spain, France, Italy, Wales, Scotland, and Germany. And you did go to Monaco, as you said, yeah? Prague and yeah, you went all over Central and Western mainland Europe, it sounds like, yeah. Oh, gosh. Having lots of childhood friends there, too. Huh. That must have been quite the experience. I've been born and raised in the same part of Canada. We don't go traveling too much. Canada's large enough as it is when you want to travel someplace that you don't typically leave when Canadians travel. We're infamous for that. Painting them when they're fully set. The setting is currently painting them when they're fully surrounded by a country. Have 3 stances. Never colored when a majority of the location is surrounded, and colored when... Yeah, that sounds good. Pavia, you're a real one. I like all of these. I like all 3 of those potential options for wastelands. If you want to be really sweaty, never color them in. If you want it to look pretty, then color it in when it's mostly surrounded, and then purely utilitarian when it's fully... Yes, when it's fully surrounded, yes. Location on the map, don't I see? Oh my god. Oh my god. People arguing, well, if that place in Croatia... Oh god. Oh god.
Give San Marino.
Yeah. Ugh,
Gib.
see.
Gib.
They want it. They're thirsty.
I want it.
Do you actually?
It'd be neat. I mean, I don't care that much, really.
Yeah, I don't See, I'd like it if it could fit, but I don't think it could fit based on how, like, Monaco could never fit. Or wait, which one was it? Which is the really small one? Monaco is the really small one, I think. I don't remember.
Yeah.
That's the one that's just like stupidly small. That one could never fit, but yeah, I like expanding as extreme OPM. And if Andorra is the best we get for that, then that's fine. Hmm. What is this? Helpful. There. Locations are added. Elba its own location. Monaco is too small to be added. Don't expect the Eole Islands to be a location. I don't know. I kind of would like it if they were, but it's a more in-depth map of location. Please ignore the change in the colors and location is because Iberian map review. Colors have changed because of the new additions. Geographical features of the region need to be revisited. Huh. Belmont. Oh my god. Time to kill some vampires. The most easy joke.
You're the most easy joke.
Look at you.
I'm clever and witty.
Wait for the San Marino mod.
This is how I became the funniest person on your server, Joffrey.
Yes, truly, we must continue making more roles for you.
Mm-hmm.
The funniest, most attractive, smartest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
Keep going. You're not done.
John Henry Eden is funnier? Maybe.
All right. I forgot I need to also give Dracat the most incorrect on the server role.
The ideas for the Guelphs and Ghibellines and the Italian wars to be related, though it's too soon to talk about content. Okay, wow, you won't let anything leak, Pavia? Okay, fine. Okay. Situations. Can a country change sides in a conflict? The Italian politics, of course. Yes, Italians changing sides. Yes, very funny. Haha. Sugar in Sicily? Yes! I like sugar in Sicily. Map suggestions. Padua and Parma are subjects of Verona. So yeah, that is why. Yeah, it's the colors. Lucca is also the same dynasty as Verona. Kind of has me suspicious. Huh, we'll see though. We will see. Why isn't glass being produced in Venice? That's, yeah, it's not a raw material. You make it with sand. Glass isn't the raw material. You produce it with sand. The allegation.
Grinding.
Square memo. Yes. Ha. Zoom of Sicily. Yeah. It's a bit of a whatever. Earlier maps to be looked at. Yeah. More feedback. I'm not inclined. Okay, like I'm looking forward to playing Arborea. Feedback. Don't think there's going to be much to say in this particular thread left. The Judicature of Arborea. That's what it's called?
Yes.
Can't talk about medieval. What? What is this deep dive suddenly? Excuse me?
Christ, this guy fucking loves Arborea.
Holy shit!
And all he sends him, the name.
Oh. Wow. Fuck me. So, he's taken that and, as a reward, given us the name Judicature of Arborea. Huh. I actually really like. I think I'm gonna really like the way that these flags waving looks. I like the Arborea, man. I don't know, man. Like, white background. It's got that neat looking tree. You got the name Judicature. What does that mean? What is the leader called?
Wait. A tree? Oh.
Tree. Are you called a judiciate? Adjudicate? I want to be the judicature? The judicate? Mm-hmm. So that's cool. I love weird and obscure titles. Yes, I'm saving this for something else. I need to put this in Realms in Exile somewhere. I am the law.
We shall speak for the law and draw the mongrel dogs of the Empire.
Yes, the mongrel dogs of Aragon from Sardinia. Yes. Oh, flames in the background when you're at war. That would be pretty neat. I don't know if they do that, but it's a cool idea. Provençal. Blue, Gallo, Italian. Yeah, they did talk about that. Albanian, Greeks. Yeah, we could just have Greeks, which is cool. I like the idea. Like, what kind of government is a judge? Like, what?
A judge.
Is it like, are you feudal?
He is judge, jury, and executioner.
I assume that the judge, jury, and executioner is also like an autocracy, right? It's like, is it a hereditary? I mean, they probably tell me above, but I don't know if I want to read through all that. God damn. Like, I kind of want to wrap
bro,
this up.
That was way too long. I didn't read that. I'm happy for you though, or sad that happened.
Balance the location. Pixel limit. You don't want San Marino. Continent Apulia. Because they had it.
Elected just like Vladimir Putin.
Legitimately. That would be an elected despotate. That's kind of what I'd imagine, yeah. I'd be down to play that weird elective despotic republic thing. What? How does that work? And there's the screenshot of Northwestern Italy, yeah. The most recent dev response. And with that, can head back to the forums and see dev responses. Though this is a little risky because like everyone's talking about the goddamn 3D portraits.
Is it really?
From what I've seen, people just keep wanting to talk about the 3D portraits. So
cool. Please no 3D portraits. Jesus Christ.
This thing, like there have been they're ugly as sin. Look at this random advisor portrait. This is going on, and so many other threads are getting merged into this one. people keep making new threads and then they get
Oh,
merged into please no 3D
Oh,
portraits. It's
Jesus
crazy.
Christ, there's a bad comment I just saw. Please, no more 3D portraits. Oh, Lord.
A bad one, like a dev
Paradox,
comment?
wake
or...
up already. Imperator was a failure. Victoria 3 is a failure. CK3 is a failure. This isn't my opinions and feelings. This is what your numbers say. Ordered support for Imperator stop because it was making too much money. CK3 is a failure? Excuse me?
I don't know, man. Oh, Drac, you don't know? That, like, the last entire, like, main Tinto talk was them talking about the way that characters look and that they are 3D. Like, we do have 3D characters, and Dark and I are just, we just have to deal with the fact that somehow when the game comes out, we'll have to either remove them or find a way to code 2D stuff in instead. Because I ain't getting someone to, I ain't gonna like somehow pay someone to make me 3D DNA stuff for the fucking lizard people. A guy was talking about 3D modeling was easier than 2D. Like, I don't fucking know, man. The especially with like the amount, like, to get to just like pay either to have AI do it or to commission someone to just make a bunch of goddamn portraits, like, in a style, compared to getting someone to, like, I don't even know how to make the 3D stuff required to, like, have, because they're going to be generating, it's like, you know, DNA stuff like CK3, it looks like. So you need to somehow get someone to make 3D stuff to, like, be able to generate your, like, for any fantasy races you'd want. And it's like, fuck me, man. Woo. But yeah, CK3 is fine. That was a really stupid comment that, yeah, as Dark pointed out, it's just kind of dumb. But, and listen, I'm sure that by release, those three, like, my thoughts on the subject is, I think people are like, they're focusing on it a little. Like, my only issue with the 3D portraits is that they don't look good right now. I'm sure they'll look better on release. I'm sure they will look better by release.
Sure.
And my only actual concern with them is the fact that I am a modder, and I'm just thankful that they're not going to be super in the way. So absolute worst case scenario, they can just be turned off, and it's just a name, and you can put something else there instead. I don't know. That's the worst case scenario. Best case scenario, it's really easy, code-wise, for me to just toss a bunch of placeholder AI art things in there for each culture that it can sort through. Like, it's a goddamn, like, again, I'll bring up Shogun 2 again. Like, it's a Shogun 2 game where you sift through all the general portraits. But, I highly doubt it will be compatible with CK3. Nah. Because it's like the same, like, they're I don't think so, no. But if any of that is compatible to a degree, it might be possible that Dark and I could yoink some stuff from other mods. Because, I mean, Anbanar is going to be a thing, but
Yoink.
I don't know.
I don't support
We'll
yoinking.
see. You want your own stuff. Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just don't support yoink.
I didn't mean theft. If that's what you meant. If that's what you thought I meant by yoink. Not that kind of yoink. Listen, I may be Pirate Pete on the Realms and Exile server, but I ain't. Don't steal from modders. No, we work together. Yes. Warhammer modders in CK3 right now? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but they have other issues that I don't want to get into.
That's a whole nother topic. What is something?
I don't want to cause drama in regards to that.
I really
Although
don't actually.
it is really hard for me to not make some comment.
Don't. Let's not talk about it. Let's not.
type to you what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I can imagine. Diaries for flavor. Yes, we're done with the maps. Yeah, makes sense. That's all they have to say there. I don't know. I can look at some. Maybe there's some new response because that's all that's being talked about is the 3D portraits. Maybe there's some new stuff to be said. I kind of doubt it. They're not responding much to this. They don't. Yeah.
That thick post is the one that I was talking about, where he responded to the guy. CK3 is a failure.
3D characters were not at all one of the main points. Yeah.
The guy he was responding to said it.
Yeah.
Not too much really to say.
One day I want to make a fantasy game where you can design your own chimera species. Models, thanks to the team. So adding DNA system. Where do we sign up for adding a DNA system and associated character models to Stellaris? You can splice them. Ah, God.
I think we could probably wrap up a bit.
They're not really. I imagine that the with all the backlash to the 3D, they're probably gonna be very close to the chest with how they respond to the actual. And yeah, we can wrap this up, but I imagine they're going to be pretty close to the chest with their thoughts on what people have to say. They're probably they're probably discussing internally the subject and won't have, because they're not going to get rid of them. But what I'm hoping that they'll do, and I don't want them to get rid of them. They put a lot of effort into this, and I don't want them to. And some people really like them. I just hope that there will be. I hope that based on the reactions people have had, and I'm a little concerned that too many people are reacting so harshly that they're going to have a very just like a callous reaction from the devs instead of the reaction I hope we get. Because what I want the devs to do is I want them to be amenable, and perhaps with how many options we have in general regarding this game is going to have a lot of settings. I would really like if they maybe they don't need, maybe they won't make a 2D portrait setting, but I would just hope that they would account for in their coding of these 3D portraits. If it hasn't already, maybe they'll make it more feasible to be replaced in the code with 2D art for modders such as myself. But other than that, I do believe that people are quite simply making a rather large deal about it, and I do not like the way they look right now. At least the ones in the Dynasty tree. The main guy, the main two portraits they showed are fine. They look fine. And the African guy looks actively good, in my opinion. But yeah, Drac, EU5 is going to be very little in relation to characters. Characters are not important at all, relatively speaking. They're a very, very minor thing. So it is actually, based on what they've said so far, it sounds like it will be quite feasible if modders, if modders like myself wish to, we could just remove the images entirely and it would not be a huge deal. But yes, the March of the Eagles 2 joke. Again, it's been a while. African guy, what? No. That wasn't a woman. There's no way. I swear that the person they showed was an African king. That's gotta be a dude. That has to be a dude. That's gotta be a dude.
It says in his throne room.
Yeah. Yeah, you take that, Jamalt. I am smart. Oh. Whew. Yeah, you're blind. You're the problem.
He has... Look, Joffrey! He's wearing the Millennium Puzzle!
I don't know what that is. Is that the
Vector.
triangle?
Vector would know.
Maybe. Maybe he would. Maybe. Hey, okay. Another thing I'm really hoping. I know the whole characters. This is going to be a constant thing that comes up every now and then for like the rest of the development, I'm sure. But I really what I am really hoping is the case is that is that we'll be able to replace the characters in the front with 2D images, and that it's separate from like the background, and that they're very easily and like separately moddable. Because I very much would like to keep the characters and just be able to somehow replace them with 2D stuff if necessary. I still don't know, but we'll have to see. And that the backgrounds can be, because they're talking about like the different techs and like people over time will change. So maybe it will be like maybe like you can make it like Civ 3 where it's like different cultures have different backgrounds, and over tech levels they'll change, and then you could make different, like, even if it's just one, like, just this is of this culture a dude, of this culture a woman, and then over time you get different ones. That I would be so happy with if I can do that in regards to coding. But we'll see. And yes, having both options. If they added it as a rule between 2D and 3D, that would be fantastic. But they won't. They won't do that. So all I'm looking for is just that in regards to how the code is made up, I just to make it so that it's not obtuse to change. And maybe it will be. Maybe that will be feasible. We'll have to see. Just have to see. But for now, I think that, as Dark is saying, we can wrap this up. It has been going on quite a while. I mean, Vector said, there won't be all that much to talk about. I knew. It was going to go on. This is how it always goes. That's part of why people watch, I imagine, is they like the ranting.
I'm different.
Yes. Choppy. Yeah, yes. Johan has always been very pro-mod. He likes mods. In my own posts, I'm being very positive. People don't know me yet, but...
Opium.
Let's see. For that, still with my katana, yes. And with that, thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.